25F, 25M, 26M. Was I sawed by my two best guy friends? A difficult question to ask. But I need to know, was I, 25F, sawed by my two best friends, 25M and 26M? Incident 1. Last fall I was at a NFL game with a coworker. We had been drinking and having a great time. I was very drunk and wanted a safe ride, so I called my best guy friend since I knew he was near the area and sober enough to drive. He picked me up and brought me back to his place. I remember bits and pieces, including getting into bed and beginning to fall asleep. However, when I woke up, all of my clothes were off and it was clear that some kind of sexual activity had occurred. I was scared and devastated. Incident 2. After a group of friends and I went out for Christmas happy hour, I went back to a house that 4 of my guy friends live at. I ended up falling asleep on the couch. When I woke up, I was again naked and my other best guy friend, who was not drunk, was hooking up with me. I immediately stopped him and began crying because I was so scared. I can't explain the feeling of hurt and betrayal I felt after each incident. I can't help but blame myself because I know the common denominator in each was me after drinking. However, I thought I had made the mature decision to not drink and drive. Each time I was with 2 guys who I had known since grade school and who I trusted to respect me. I even stopped drinking for 5 months after the first incident. I will likely stop again after this second. But was I saw, or was it just a dumb drunken mistake? They raped you. They are not your friends. You were scared and devastated for a reason. You shouldn't have to be sober for your friends not to assault you. They weren't hooking up with you, they were raping you. Too drunk to remember equals too drunk to consent. My other best friend was hooking up with me. No, he raped you. And sadly, he probably stopped because you woke up. You were absolutely raped, both times. These guys are not your best guy friends, and you need to stop referring to them as such. They are predators. Warn all mutual girlfriends of their actions. Also, consider reporting them to police. 23M, 21F, girlfriend says her guy friend contributes more to her life than I do. My girlfriend of 2 years confessed to me a while ago that she believes her guy friend, who she has known for relatively the same amount of time, contributes more to her life than I do, and she confirmed that it wasn't even close. For context, this guy friend, who we'll call Bob, and my girlfriend only maybe speak once a week and maybe see each other once every few months if that. However, I speak to her pretty much every day. It would be understandable that her opinion would be valid if I was a bad boyfriend and maybe I wasn't there for her. But that could not be farther from the truth. My girlfriend is a victim of sexual abuse, and other forms of abuse from people that were supposed to protect her growing up. So initially when we first met, I did my absolute best to be aware of do's and don'ts and understand that she will have trust issues and other hurdles such as her fear, high caution of men. Fast forward to 2 years now and she is quite literally a different person. I've encouraged her to step outside of her comfort zone and meet people rather than being a recluse. I had her move up to my city to study, and I can better take care of her if she needs anything because her old city was horrible. She's met my family, bonded heavily with my brothers, met my father, etc. I've done all this to help her with her anxiety and to give her a proper support system. The list of stuff I've done so far is not even 10%, but I don't want to make this post too long. I mentioned that I speak to her every day earlier. This is because I make it a priority to see if she is okay and in stable health, mental space. We have an unspoken rule that she shouldn't go to bed by herself because she has terrible nightmares and flashbacks that sometimes seem so real that she has trouble knowing what is real or not even when she is not asleep. This has led to multiple situations where she has in fact accused me of heinous and disgusting things that I would never do. And every time these situations happen, I'm calm. I never lash out and I stay patient while calming her down because eventually after a while she understands that the things she previously accused me of were not real and apologizes profusely for it. All in all, I thought my patience and understanding was paying off and everything was going fine until we had a phone call the other day. We were on the topic of support and encouragement and she said I'm not very supportive and encouraging. I then asked, well, do you know anybody that does more than me for you? It was a rhetorical question because I thought it was pretty clear. But instead she laughed, quite a bit more than a chuckle. Then said, Bob, I was taken aback by this. Now what bugs me isn't the fact that she said another guy's name or whatever. It is the fact that my daily efforts, soul-breaking endeavors and sacrifices I've made over the time I've known her have been of less value than whatever this Bob guy has done. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but it seems to me that she must think I don't do much. I confronted her about this a day later with my concerns, and she confirmed every single one of them. That yes, this Bob guy contributes more, etc., etc. And that my efforts were not even close, and said, "Yeah, sorry to disappoint, but did you want me to lie to you? I dunno, read it. My entire relationship history has consisted of giving too much and getting burned for it. And then still sticking around afterwards. I don't want to go through this again. I want to feel valued and I want to give 100% in a relationship, or why bother? I'm well aware that people don't value things they are given for free or didn't work for. But at the same time, I thought someone who has suffered sexual abuse shouldn't have to work for or earn support. I'm rambling too much now. What are your thoughts, Reddit? She doesn't appreciate what you do for her. So stop doing shit for her. If she asks for anything, send her to her buddy Bob. I thought my patience and understanding was paying off and everything was going to be fine. I'm sorry, Op, but that's not how this works. She needs to put in the effort on herself. You never mentioned therapy, education, or a career path. It might look like she's a completely changed person from who she was 2 years ago. But if she's dependent on you for everything, it's never going to last. You need to walk away from this relationship. Start nurturing and valuing yourself. All the time and energy you put into building her up, turn it around and put that time and energy into building yourself up. Tell her Bob can have her. Leave. She doesn't appreciate you. She's contributing to his life more than yours. 35 male, 32 female. I have 4 kids with my wife despite being infertile. TLDR. I was told I was infertile when I went to donate sperm. I have 4 kids despite this, which makes me think I might have some other type of issue. Either that or something has happened to me recently. I have made a doctor's appointment. I'm just worried. I mean, we have been married 7 years and have 4 kids, so maybe it is possible I've always been infertile and had 4 kids if she was very fertile. I'm not sure. They could have possibly been wrong? I just want to know if there is anything I can do, really. I don't know how this happened, really. Low sperm count makes you a bad candidate to donate, since the process of freezing is very expensive and the goal is the highest chance of conception. Presuming you had sex with your wife multiple times, conceiving 4 children is still absolutely probable. Infertile does not equal sterile. I don't know how so many adults do not know this. Infertility just means that it can be harder to conceive, not that you can't conceive. And having a low sperm count doesn't mean that you can't get your wife pregnant. It also doesn't mean that you have always had a low sperm count. There could be any number of reasons to have a decrease in sperm production over the years. Why didn't you ask your doctor instead of Reddit? Can I still be the father of my kids? 31F, 32M. My boyfriend is devastated that I've had an orgasm before I met him. My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 5 months. I haven't had an orgasm in bed with him yet, despite his efforts. I've had this issue with every guy that I've dated, and it's definitely a me issue. I've explained this to him many times that he's great in bed, but I just need more time to feel more comfortable, and eventually it'll happen. A few days ago he told me he wanted to give me my first orgasm. I thought this was pretty presumptuous, so I told him that I actually have had an orgasm before. He pressed me a little more on the detail, so I told him it was just once with my ex about a year ago. He went dead silent after this and was just like, in shock. I told him it wasn't a big deal. My ex and I dated for quite a while and eventually it just happened. My boyfriend started crying a little bit and said he felt so hurt and even betrayed. I was so confused. This was a long time ago, it's not like I cheated or did anything wrong. He said he wasn't mad at me, just feels really hurt and sad and doesn't know why. This has been an issue for days now and he's still so upset about it. I've talked with for hours about it, trying to work through it and figure out the problem of why he's so devastated. I feel like he's jealous that some other guy was able to make me orgasm but not him. I've told him it was because I knew my ex for a lot longer at that point and eventually just felt more comfortable. And that eventually I'll be able to with him too, I just need time. I reassure him that I love him, I'm happy with him in bed, and that not being able to come easily is my issue that I'm working through. Nothing I say seems to help. He's just inconsolable. I honestly feel like he's overreacting, and now I feel kinda hurt that he seems to have such an issue with me having had an orgasm with another man before. Like, I feel like he views me differently now and I don't think that's fair. I'm allowed to have had experiences before I met him. He doesn't really know why he feels so strongly either, which makes it a lot harder to discuss it. I'm trying to be patient, but it feels so illogical and unfair to me that he's so upset about this totally normal human experience that I had. Any insights to why he feels this way or advice? Don't know what to tell ya. He's being very immature. Who the hell dates a woman in her 30s and thinks you're gonna be her first orgasm? Does he think you will be saving yourself for 30Y for him, before you even knew him? That's illogical and egocentrical. It is definitely not a good sign for the relationship. I'm sorry, he is 32? And he's crying over that? What the actual fuck is this? Damn, that would be the turn-off of the century for me. He was able to dismiss the fact that you haven't had an orgasm with him for 5 months because he thought you couldn't and decided to switch into sexual savior mode. Not sure why it took him months to try, but whatevs. Now he's faced with the reality that it's not your inability to orgasm that's the issue, and he's in his feels and is feeling insecure. It's a huge red flag that he's inconsolable because you've experienced an orgasm with someone else. Like, really?